G'day mates. How about we do something a little different today? Let's leave the hustle and bustle behind for a moment. I want you to join me on a special journey. We're going to float up into the sky like a gentle kite on the breeze. Below us, a city of incredible age and spirit will unfold. This is Varanasi, one of the oldest living cities on Earth. From up here, everything looks different. The noise of the world fades away, replaced by a quiet hum. It's a place of deep meaning, but today, we're just going to soak in its peaceful beauty. So take a deep breath, relax, and let's begin our flight. Imagine we are now drifting effortlessly, suspended in the warm morning air. The sun is just starting to cast its golden glow, painting the world below in soft, gentle colors. We're not in a rush. Our journey is slow and deliberate, allowing us to see every detail without being overwhelmed. Now let's turn our attention to the heart of the city, the reason it exists. Look there, stretching out to the horizon. That is the Ganges River, or the Ganga, as she is lovingly called. From up here, she looks like a vast, flowing piece of silk, shimmering under the morning sun. Her waters are a mix of earthy brown and sparkling silver, reflecting the endless blue sky above. The river moves with a slow, powerful grace, a gentle giant making its way through the landscape. She is the lifeline of Varanasi, a sacred mother to millions. Notice how the entire city seems to lean towards her, built along her western bank as if seeking her blessing and embrace. As we glide along her path, you can see the sheer scale of this magnificent river. She is wide and majestic, her currents carving slow, swirling patterns on the surface. On the far side, the eastern bank is mostly empty, a vast floodplain of sand and earth that stretches into the distance. This contrast is striking. On one side, a city teeming with life, color, and ancient stone. On the other, a quiet, natural expanse. Now let's drift a little closer to the city's edge, where the land meets the water. Look at that incredible sight. These are the famous Ghats of Varanasi, the long flights of stone steps that lead down to the river. From our aerial perspective, they look like a magnificent ancient tapestry woven from stone. There are dozens of them, stretching for miles along the riverbank. Each one has its own character, its own size, and its own story. Some are wide and grand, like giant staircases for gods. Others are smaller and more intimate, tucked away between larger structures. Together they form a unique and breathtaking architectural wonder. The colors of the Ghats are a beautiful mix of earthy tones. You see the gray and beige of the ancient stone, worn smooth by time and countless footsteps. Splashes of vibrant color come from the large umbrellas, or chhatris, that dot the steps, providing shade for priests and pilgrims. You can see reds, yellows, and oranges, like bright flowers blooming on the stone. As we float over them, we see people moving about. They are small figures from this height, but you can make out their movements. A slow walk down to the water, a moment of stillness, a gentle splash. The Ghats are the stage for the daily life of Varanasi. In the early morning light, you can see people performing their morning rituals. There are those practicing yoga, their bodies making graceful shapes against the backdrop of the river. Others are bathing in the holy water, a ritual of purification and prayer. Let's now lift our gaze from the riverbank and look into the heart of the city's skyline. See that brilliant flash of gold? That is the spire of the Kashi Vishwanath temple, one of the most revered Hindu temples in the world. From our position in the sky, its golden roof catches the sun's rays and shines like a beacon. It stands as a powerful symbol of faith, drawing the eye and anchoring the entire cityscape. The temple is tucked away within a dense network of buildings, and from the ground it can be hard to appreciate its full glory. But from up here we can see it clearly, a radiant jewel in Varanasi's crown. Around this central point you can spot the spires and domes of countless other temples. They rise above the flat rooftops like small ornate mountains. Each one has a unique shape and design, some tall and slender, others stout and rounded. They are painted in a variety of colors, white, terracotta, and ochre, creating a rich and diverse architectural landscape. These sacred spaces are woven into the very fabric of the city. They are not set apart in isolated compounds, but are nestled amongst homes, shops, and alleyways. This view from above reveals just how central faith is to the life of Varanasi. The temples add a sense of verticality and grandeur to the otherwise low-lying city. They reach towards the heavens, their pointed spires like fingers pointing towards the sky. You can imagine the sounds that emanate from them, even if we can't hear them from this height. The ringing of bells, the chanting of prayers, the soft drone of sacred music. These sounds are the heartbeat of the city's spiritual life. Our aerial view allows us to see these places of worship not as individual buildings, but as a connected network of spiritual energy that covers the entire city. It's a powerful and humbling sight to behold. Now let's lower our gaze just a little and peer into the spaces between the temples and the Ghats. What you see is one of the most fascinating features of Varanasi, its labyrinth of narrow alleyways. From above, the old city looks like an intricate puzzle, a maze of winding lanes that twist and turn in every direction. They are so narrow that they are cast in deep shadow, creating dark, mysterious lines that crisscross the landscape of rooftops. These alleyways, known as gullies, are the veins of the city, carrying the flow of life through its ancient heart. They are too small for cars, which gives the old city a uniquely peaceful pedestrian pace. Looking down, you can't see the people within these shaded canyons, but you can imagine them. You can picture residents going about their daily chores, children playing games, and pilgrims navigating their way towards the river. The alleyways are a world unto themselves, a hidden dimension of the city that is only hinted at from our aerial viewpoint. They connect homes, tiny shops, hidden shrines, and food stalls. This network is the secret of Varanasi's charm. It's a city designed for walking, for chance encounters, and for getting wonderfully lost. The maze-like pattern below us is a map of 1,000,000 different stories unfolding at once. The rooftops that form the ceiling of this labyrinth are a spectacle in themselves. They are a jumble of different shapes, sizes, and levels. Most are flat, and they serve as extra living space for the families below. From our vantage point, we can see them being used in all sorts of ways. There are clotheslines strung between buildings, creating colorful flags of laundry. You might spot people sitting on plastic chairs enjoying a cup of tea, or children flying kites that dance in the sky alongside us. These rooftops are the city's open-air courtyards, private sanctuaries high above the bustling lanes below. This perspective reveals the incredible density of the old city. Buildings are packed tightly together, sharing walls and leaving very little open space. It's a testament to a community that has lived in close quarters for centuries. Yet it doesn't feel chaotic. From above, there is a sense of order in the organic chaos, a pattern to the seemingly random layout. Let's return our focus to the majestic Ganges. The river is not just a backdrop. It's a bustling highway of activity. From our high perch, we can see dozens of boats scattered across its surface. They look like tiny wooden leaves floating on a vast pond. Most are simple hand-rowed vessels, their long oars dipping into the water and creating gentle circular ripples that expand outwards. You can see the boatmen, small figures of immense skill, navigating the currents with an ease born of long practice. They ferry pilgrims and tourists, offering them a unique perspective of the Ghats from the water. The movement of the boats adds a gentle, dynamic element to the otherwise calm scene. Some are clustered near the main Ghats, waiting for passengers. Others are making their slow, steady journey up or down the river. You can see the V-shaped wake they leave behind them, a temporary signature on the water's surface. The colors of the boats are simple and rustic, mostly natural wood, with occasional splashes of blue or green paint. From the sky, their slow, graceful dance is hypnotic. It's a timeless scene, one that has likely looked the same for hundreds of years. As we watch, we can see the purpose of these boat journeys. Many carry people who are performing rituals. You might see someone releasing a small offering of flowers and a candle into the river. From above, these offerings look like tiny, bright blossoms drifting away on the current, carrying prayers and hopes with them. This is the spiritual life of the river made visible. It is a constant exchange between the people and the holy water, a series of small, personal acts of faith that, when seen together from the sky, create a beautiful and moving spectacle. The river embraces these offerings, accepting them into its gentle flow. The river is also a place of celebration and remembrance. While we keep our focus on the calm and peaceful, It's important to acknowledge the full spectrum of life here. The Ghats are famous for their ceremonies, including the spectacular evening arti and the profound funeral rites. From our respectful distance in the sky, we can see smoke rising from the cremation Ghats, a constant reminder of the cycle of life and death that is so central to the city's philosophy. It's not a sad sight from here, but a peaceful one, a final return to the elements, witnessed by the eternal river. This view gives us a sense of acceptance and continuity. Let's pull back and take in the broader cityscape again, this time focusing on its incredible palette of colors. Varanasi, from the air, is a symphony of vibrant hues. We've already seen the gold of the temple spires and the earthy tones of the Ghats, but there is so much more. Look at the areas just behind the riverfront. These are the markets, and even from this height, you can sense their energy through their colors. You can see patches of bright red, yellow, and green, which might be piles of spices, fresh vegetables, or the brilliant fabrics of saris hanging in a shop. The rooftops, as we noted, are more than just shelters. They are canvases of daily life. Look closer, and you'll see an unexpected variety of colors. A bright blue plastic water tank sits next to a satellite dish. A pot of brilliant pink bougainvillea spills over a ledge, adding a splash of natural beauty to the man-made landscape. Someone might have painted their rooftop floor a cool shade of green or white to reflect the sun. These small individual choices combine to create a wonderfully eclectic and colorful mosaic. It's a patchwork quilt of a city, stitched together with the threads of a million different lives. The color is not just in the objects, but also in the people. While individual figures are small, a crowd of people creates a shifting pattern of color. Along the Ghats, the clothing of the pilgrims and bathers creates a river of bright pinks, oranges, saffrons, and blues. It contrasts beautifully with the muted tones of the stone steps. This is a city that is not afraid to be bold and expressive. The colors reflect the spirit of the people, a spirit that is full of life, devotion, and celebration. From above, it's like watching a living, breathing impressionist painting. Even the decay in this ancient city has its own beauty and color. You can see walls where the plaster has crumbled away, revealing the warm reddish-brown brick underneath. Moss and algae create patches of deep green on stone that is constantly damp from the river's humidity. These textures and tones speak of age and endurance. They are not signs of neglect, but badges of honor, showing that this city has stood for centuries against the elements. The palette of Varanasi is a rich and complex one, a blend of the brilliant and the faded, the sacred and the mundane, all coexisting in perfect harmony. As our journey continues, imagine the sun beginning its slow descent towards the horizon. The light changes dramatically. The harsh brightness of midday softens into a warm, golden glow that bathes the entire city in a magical light. This is the golden hour, and from our aerial viewpoint it is truly spectacular. The western-facing facades of the buildings along the Ghats catch the light directly, making them shine with an intense, warm color. The stone seems to radiate the heat of the day, and the entire riverfront looks like it's been painted with liquid gold. The shadows grow long and dramatic, stretching out from every building, temple and tree. The narrow alleyways, which were already dark, now become deep rivers of shadow. This interplay of light and dark creates a whole new dimension to the cityscape. It accentuates the shapes and forms of the architecture, making the temples seem even grander and the Ghats more monumental. The surface of the Ganges transforms once again, now reflecting the fiery colors of the sunset. Oranges, pinks, and purples mix with the deep blue of the water, creating a breathtaking, ever-changing masterpiece. This is the time when the city prepares for one of its most famous rituals, the evening Ganga Aarti. From our vantage point, we can see crowds beginning to gather at the main Ghats, especially Dashashwamed Ghat. The boats on the river also start to congregate, their occupants hoping for a good view. Even before the ceremony begins, you can feel the build-up of energy, a collective sense of anticipation. Soon, the glow of large brass lamps will add to the evening's light, their flames dancing in the twilight. From the sky, these points of light will look like twinkling stars that have descended to the river's edge. As the last sliver of sun disappears, the lights of the city begin to turn on, one by one. They create a new constellation on the ground, a warm, inviting glow that outlines the streets and homes. The city doesn't go to sleep. It simply transforms, taking on a different kind of beauty and a different kind of peace. The evening brings a coolness to the air and a slower pace to life. Our aerial view at this time is one of profound tranquility. The city seems to be breathing a collective sigh of contentment at the end of another day, wrapped in the soft blanket of twilight. Our 10 minutes of pure calm are nearly at an end. It's time for us to slowly ascend, to take one last look at this incredible city from the heavens. As we rise higher, the details begin to merge back into a single, cohesive whole. The individual lights, the separate buildings, the winding streets, they all blend into the beautiful tapestry of Varanasi. The Ganges River remains the most prominent feature, a shimmering ribbon of silver and black under the moonlight, holding the city in its gentle, curving embrace. The sounds have faded completely now, leaving only a profound and beautiful silence. From this final, high vantage point, what remains is a deep sense of peace and timelessness. We have witnessed a day in the life of one of the world's most spiritual places, not from the chaotic ground, but from a place of serene detachment. We saw the city wake, we saw it breathe, and we saw it prepare for rest. We saw its faith, its colors, and its life, all from a perspective that reveals its grand, harmonious design. The image of the city, nestled by its holy river under a vast, starry sky, is one that will stay with you long after our journey is over. This aerial journey was an invitation to pause and appreciate simple beauty. It was a reminder that even in a place of intense energy and activity, there are moments of incredible calm to be found if you just change your perspective. Varanasi from the sky is a lesson in peace, endurance, and the quiet rhythm of life. We didn't need to understand every ritual or know every story to feel the city's powerful spirit. We just needed to watch, to listen with our eyes, and to let its tranquil beauty wash over us. It's a feeling of connection to something ancient and much larger than ourselves. So, as we drift away and return to our own world, carry this feeling of calm with you. Remember the golden light on the water, the tapestry of the Ghats, and the maze of life in the alleyways. Remember the peaceful view from above. Varanasi is a city that continues its eternal dance, whether we are watching or not. But for a brief 10 minutes, we were privileged to be silent, floating witnesses to its magic. Thank you for joining me on this flight. I hope you feel as rested and inspired as I do. Goodbye for now.